Hi, hello, I'm Sugar, and this is a normal and heroic boss guide for Eye of the Jailer and Sanctum of Domination. This is a 3-phase encounter. Hero should be used in Phase 3 when the boss enrages. For Phase 1, the raid can be positioned in 2 ways. The easiest is a loose spread in the middle, but for more coordinated groups, I would suggest positioning between 2 stack points, one on the right and one on the left in the middle. Doing a stack group will bait all of the fracture souls into one area. These are large, white, swirly circles thrown at the raid that need to be dodged. If hit by this, a player's soul shatters into 3 pieces and is left with a damage and healing reduction debuff. Walk over each soul to regain it and remove the debuff. In heroic difficulty, dragging chains come around the same time as fracture soul. This targets a random player and attempts to drag them off the platform while dealing a burst of damage. Afterwards, a Stygian abductor spawns. The targeted player should move away from the edge. The raid should stack on the targeted player to reduce the pull-in effect and split the damage. When the ad spawns, it needs to be tanked, and that tank should be ready for its assailing lance. A taunt swap will be needed at higher stacks. All DPS should switch to this ad and nuke it down. Tanks in Phase 1 will be hit by Deathlink, an ability that reflects a portion of the damage done to the tank back at the raid. To lessen the damage the raid takes, use defensives before the hit. On top of this, tanks will be getting hit frequently by Piercing Lens. The boss will sweep across the platform with Annihilating Glare. During this, the raid needs to run to one of the chain piles on the right or left of the platform. When close enough, an extra action button will appear and launch you safely over to the opposite side. Throughout Phase 1, Eyebolt will target random players with bursts of damage that need to be spot healed. Phase 2 starts at 75%, 50%, and 25%. The raid should split into 2 groups and spread out slightly. Fracture Soul from Phase 1 is active in this phase. Continue to dodge it. The boss casts Stygian Ejection, summoning 2 Deathseeker Eyes. These should be tanked 30 yards apart and killed evenly to lessen the damage taken from suffering. Call for assistance or slowing DPS if one eye is DPS down quicker than the other. When the Deathseeker Eyes cast Spreading Misery, a pool will be dropped under them. Tanks should be mindful of their positioning and keep them out of the raid's path to maximize space. Healers, ranged, and melee will also be randomly debuffed with Spreading Misery during this phase. Upon expiration or dispel, this will drop a pool under them. Run to an area out of the raid's path. This may be best dealt with by letting the player run out to a safe area and letting it expire, because the bulk of the dispels will be used for Slothful Corruption. This mechanic slows the casting, attack, and movement speed of players by 40%. This will need to be dispelled quickly, with a priority being made on healers and ranged DPS. Desolation Beam will bounce chain lightning between nearby players. Spread away from any with the arrow and white circle around them to minimize the damage taken. Titanic Death Gaze deals raid-wide damage after an 8-second cast. Rotate healing CDs here as needed. Phase 3 starts after coming back from the third Phase 2 at 25%. This phase repeats the mechanics of Phase 1 and adds a new one, Immediate Extermination. The raid gains a stacking debuff that deals damage and reduces healing received. Nuke the boss before they nuke you. So that covers all the mechanics you'll see for this boss. Here is a TLDR of the positioning and mechanics from my raid plan. I'll include links to these in the description below. See you in the next guide. Okay, bye!